Hello everyone, welcome back to the Breezy Kitchen. Now I know you've often wondered what the name Breezy means. Well, the name Breezy represents, I want you to be able to cook a great meal in a breeze. That's why it's called the Breezy dish. And now today we're working with Philadelphia cream cheese, of course, and we're using a whipped Philadelphia cream cheese. And we're stepping a little outside of the box today because we're going to be using or making egg fouillon, shrimp egg fouillon with the Philadelphia cream cheese and brown rice as the side dish. So I know you're like, because I thought to myself, what would a real woman of Philadelphia? A real woman of Philadelphia would be a little diverse in her cooking. So that's why we're going to take a little adventure to China, and we're going to cook egg fouillon, Chinese food style. I love Chinese food, so I like to make it my own way, so that way I know it's a little healthier and it doesn't have all the sodium. So today's ingredients will consist of, we have finely chopped red peppers, yellow peppers, and green peppers. That's a half a cup. We have shrimp, 3/4 of a cup. They're already pre-cooked and they're cut in three sections. We have a half a cup of finely chopped mushrooms. We also have 1/4 cup of green onions, finely cut from the beginning to the end. We're also going to use a cup of Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, 1 teaspoon, and a half a teaspoon of garlic, granulated garlic, 4 eggs, coleslaw that's already cut, prepackaged, and then we're going to use the steamed vegetables, steamed rice. That makes it quick and a breeze. And then for our gravy, we have 99% fat-free with no MSG, chicken broth, and then chicken gravy. Okay, so now we're going to start mixing with the Philadelphia cream cheese, and we're using the whipped cream. Our vegetables and our shrimp. This is 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I've already pre-rinsed my cabbage shredded, so we're just going to add that. Now this is 16 ounces. I know it seems like a lot, but it will cook down and it'll be little of nothing. So we're going to saute that. We're going to add our mushrooms. We're adding our green onions. Our red crushed peppers. We want to try to get some of the juice out because the cabbage and the mushrooms will already make enough juice. And we have the olive oil. Like I said, we're just trying to saute it a little bit. We don't want it to really cook because we're going to put it in the wok to make a patty. So, and now I also have my gravy going. And that's the can of 10 ounce of chicken gravy. And we're going to add a half a cup of chicken broth. And keep that at a low heat. And because of the broth, you really don't have to stir much. Oh, wow, I wish you could smell this. So now that's sauteing. And then we're going to add our shrimp. Now the shrimp is already pre-cooked. This is just enough just to take the chill off because like I said, we're going to make the patty in the wok. And we're going to turn that. 10 ounces of cabbage look like a lot, but once it cooks down, it really becomes a lot smaller. So, oh my goodness, this smells so good. So we're going to let this sit for a minute because we're going to do a little egg batter, and you don't want this to be too hot to go into your egg batter because you don't want it to start cooking before you're ready. And then we finish the gravy. The gravy comes later as a little sauce. If you've had egg fouillon, you know how the gravy goes. But so now while we're letting our cabbage mixture cool, we're going to do our egg mixture. Now earlier I said 4 eggs. But depending on the size of the eggs, like if you're using extra large eggs, then 4 eggs would work. But I think for this one, we're going to need 6. So now I have 6 eggs in there. Now I'm going to add the main ingredient. Now I'm using the whipped Philadelphia cream cheese because it's going to make my eggs a little fluffier. So that's an 8-ounce container. We're going to get all of that in there. And now we're going to just mix that in. And this is just, like I said, to make the eggs fluffier. And we wanted to let that kind of sit for a little while so that way it wouldn't be hard to mix in. I came up with this recipe one day because I really wanted some Chinese food bad. And I went to the restaurant, and I've been trying to just work on eating healthy. And I said, well, I wonder if I could try to make this at home. And I tried it, and it was a great success amongst my friends. So I've been making it ever since. But the secret ingredient, when I learned about the Philadelphia cream cheese, has really made a difference in the eggs. Okay, we want to mix that. Now we're going to add the garlic, the soy sauce, because that's going to give you your little color. And now we're going to add the oyster sauce. Okay, have all that in there. And we're going to stir. So yeah, that's taking on its form. Now we're going to mix it in with our eggs. Just drop it in there, and then we'll fold it in later. Oh, that looks so pretty. Now, if you don't like as much vegetables, of course you can always do a half a bag of the coleslaw, but I like the crunch and all the vegetables. So now, we're going to just stir that. Okay. And we have our wok heating. You can use a skillet, but I don't know, something about the wok just really makes it authentic to me. So the wok is at medium to high with 2 cups of oil in it. Okay, we've started one for you already. Now, you might think it's a science to getting them in there round, but because it's you and you're going to eat it and it's your friends, it really doesn't matter how you get it. But I'm using a soup ladle, and I'm just going to put it in there and kind of let it dump. Dumping it in there, and then you just let it sit for a minute, and it's going to make its own mold. Just don't touch it. Now, the fire for this wok is at high, and we want to keep it there because we want the grease to get hot, but not too hot. So that's one. Now we're going to add another one. Like I said, it's just a little scoop, and then you kind of just let it fall in there. And then you let it sit. I'm going to check on this one. That one has a little more cooking to do. And the patties usually take about maybe 5 to 7 minutes. We made about 16 patties. You can make them a little smaller, and if you made them smaller, the time would take a little less. But each patty we were able to get 4 in each time. Took about 5 to 7 minutes. So we're just going to take those out and then come back and watch how we place them. Now we're taking the brown rice. This brown rice is made in a microwave, and it's steamed. It comes out perfect each time. And we use that to make that our center. So now we're just going to plate the patties. They smell so good cooking. There we go. Now we're just going to add a little peppers, just for a little color in the middle. There you go. Okay. And there you have it. It's shrimp egg foo young with Philadelphia cream cheese with brown rice. Okay, so now we've plated everything, and we're just going to give it a little try. All right. Now a little soy sauce, and then our gravy from earlier, which is optional. And we're going to give it a little taste. My, that is good. Dinner is now served. Thank you for taking a trip with me around the world. See you next time. This is Breezy.